Hello. Yeah, we're back. So yeah, I think that's about it. Okay. So yeah, Buddhism very interesting. Yeah, yeah. Enough with that. So what else? I ran out of whiskey. I just settled with this cranberry vodka. Hmm? Yeah, it's good. So well, I don't really have anything to talk about. So let's keep reading. But not Buddhism. Okay. Why? It's too heavy. How about this I Ching? In a Korean pronunciation, it's like Chuyok. Okay, it's like yeah, book of change, right? Okay. So it's Chinese classic book of change, I Ching. Okay, in Korean pronunciation, Chuyok. It's favorite. It's like Chinese Bible. All right. It's so Confucius was a huge fan of this book. Okay, this book is very old. Okay, yeah. It goes way back, all right, like thousands and thousands, thousands of years. Okay, it's a Chinese classic. What is it about? It's kind of like superstition, like fortune telling. Okay, yeah, fortune tellers. I have huge appreciation of like tarot card readers and this kind of pagan religion kind of yeah, this it's not kaleidoscope, horoscope, right? This you have like Cancer, Gemini, you have Aquarius, this zodiac signs. Okay, yeah, I'm Gemini. All right, so um, yeah, I used to read that. Okay, in the tabloid, I used to be, I used to be addicted to tabloid magazines. Okay, nowadays I don't have any money because campaign expenditure. So but I used to read all those tabloid magazine and the zodiac sign horoscope. Okay, I used to read that on a regular basis. They have very good insights. Just like some psychologists, some horoscope writers, like fortune tellers, they have amazing insight, right? Yeah, some of them probably better than psychologists. Okay, so yeah, they have good insight to life, human relationship, life. Yeah. So I Ching is like that. Okay. It has what's called Kue. Uh, it's like 64 symbols. Okay. So, I mean, have you ever seen Korean, South Korean flag? It's based on that. This, it's kind of Morse code, like binary. Like you have solid line and dotted line, like two dots. Okay. So, and you put six of them together, then 2 to the 6, 64. Okay, so 64 symbols. That's this I Ching, Book of Change, Chuyok. Okay, so let me read one. Okay, the 41st, number 41. Okay, 손괴는 자신의 손해를 보고 남에게 이익을 더해주는 겸덕을 지닌 괴이다. 진지한 성의가 있으면 크게 길하리라. 아무런 허물도 없다. 다만 변함없이 바른 자세를 지키면서 그대로 수행함이 좋으리라. 많고 적음에 구애됨이 없으니 풍요함을 추구해서 무엇에 쓰랴. 문제는 형식에 있지 않고 성의에 있는 법이다. 성의만 있다면 두 개의 대나무 제기에 담은 재물만으로도 신을 제사할 수 있을 것이다. Okay. Yeah, it's not old Korean, it's not modern Korean, it's kind of halfway between. Okay, so the way it's written here. I bought this book about 10 years ago in Seoul, South Korea. Okay, when I went to visit my parents, I think. So some Korean books still use kind of old Korean language. Okay, so when it comes to Chinese classic, Confucius or Lao Tzu or Buddhist classic, yeah, it's typically written in old Korean language. Still, even today, right? So what does this say? It kind of say the same thing. Okay, it's about anti-materialism. Okay, yeah, don't care too much about money, but care about virtue, ethics, morality. It's constant theme in every religion in the world, right? Jesus says same thing. Buddha says same thing. Now this Book of Chain I Ching says the same thing. Confucius. It's about knowledge, virtue, wisdom. Solomon says the same thing. He said knowledge is more valuable than gold. Wisdom is more valuable than gold, money, right? Yeah. So yeah, 손괴는 자신을 okay. So basically, you sacrifice yourself in order to benefit somebody else. That's what he's saying. Just like Jesus, right? You sacrifice yourself and yeah, you incur some cost in order to benefit other people, humanity. That's pro bono. Yeah, that's Latin, right? For benefit, pro bono. We lawyers, we are recommended to do pro bono, give some legal services for free. Recommendation about 50 hours a year per lawyer. I do that all the time, okay? And I keep track of my time. Pro bono legal service, right? Because not everybody can afford a lawyer, right? Yeah. So yeah, I do pro bono. How many hours? I guess about 50 hours a year. About. Probably more than that. But just about, okay? Yeah. So that's what it's saying. Okay, yeah, you so it's a good omen. It's a good sign, okay? You're sincere, you're upright, righteous. You don't care about money. Yeah, it's all vanity, abundance. Don't care too much about money. What's important is ethics, virtue. If you have sincerity, even if the only thing that you have is this container made with bamboo, then still you can worship God. You're so poor. The only thing that you have left is this container made with bamboo sticks, okay? And with this bamboo stick, maybe you pour water and sacrifice it to God, ritual, God will like it. That's what it says, okay? Kinda. If you have sincerity. Yeah, yeah, it's like humanology here, right? Yeah, I don't have that much. What do I have? Uh, and I don't know that much, okay, but we're kind of worshiping God. Humanology is kind of religious, right? Yeah, a little bit. So, yeah, we're doing God's work. Of course, nothing fancy, just me, you are wonderful, okay, but me, not that much, right? Yeah, just me and Hawaiian t-shirt, drinking vodka, and we're doing God's work by serving people. Is place where we share knowledge. Yeah. The little that I know, all right, I share it with the rest of the world for future generation's sake. Okay. Yeah, humanology is like our metaphysical children, kinda. All right. So, mhm. We'll take 5 minutes, okay? All right. Too bad I don't have any whiskey, so. Oh well. I buy them tomorrow. Let's get some wine. Oh. Got it. Okay. So, my friends like you, okay, sometimes they tell me about this human knowledge series, okay, and I'm very grateful, but at the same time, it's a little bit embarrassing because this human knowledge series is like my public secret, public diary, all right, journal. So, I kind of get shy. Not embarrassment, but I kind of get shy, okay, because here anything goes, right? We talk about everything and anything, so uh, yeah, I kind of get shy. But I'm very grateful that you are here with me. Thank you. Okay, thank you for your time. And so, what do we do now? Uh, we read enough books, right? Yeah, we studied enough, so let's just relax. Have some story time. How about you? Why don't hey man, lady, why don't you tell me some stories? Uh, okay. Yeah, I'm kind of blank. I'm blanking. So some Eastern philosophy like Taoism, like Lao Tzu or Buddhism, okay, they talk about emptiness a lot. In Korean pronunciation, the Chinese character is Kong. Kong. Kong, like, for example, Konggi means air. It means like empty space, okay? Kong. And there's some truth to that. For example, let's apply, okay, so the virtue of emptiness, the virtue of even ignorance. In Korean proverb, there is this proverb, Korean proverb. Uh, it has English equivalent. Yeah, ignorance is a bliss. Okay, in Korean proverb, it says ignorance is the best medicine. Okay, ignorance is best medicine. So let's apply that maxim to today's coronavirus situation. Testing, I don't think it's necessary. It creates panic. It does more harm than good. Coronavirus testing, I think it does more harm than good, right? Hey, this morning I had runny nose. It happens sometimes, okay? Now it's not. It's gone, okay? I had some hot fat-free milk, hot octopus soup, and I did pop in 2 Dayquil pills, over-the-counter medicine, okay? And took good rest, drank some whiskey, took a nap. My nose is not runny anymore. It's gone, okay? So coronavirus testing, they should not do it. They should stop testing, okay? So doctors, yeah, they're cool. Doctors, they are very professional people, very highly educated. Yeah, I love doctors. 99% of doctors, they are fantastic, okay? But 1% of doctors, like Dr. Fauci, he want to be famous. He want to empower himself by scaring Americans, okay? So like, you can give impression of this emperor in this Star Wars movie, right? Oh, you Americans, I will scare you. Yeah, mask. I'm Dr. Fauci, the White House doctor, MD. You shall listen to me. I am the king of the universe now. Politicians, they don't know what they're talking about. Okay, you listen to me. I am your doctor. You can trust me. Believe in me. I'm Dr. Fauci. He's a public figure, so it's only fair to make some satire. Huh? trying to empower himself by scaring Americans. If I was the president, I would have fired him long time ago. Okay, at least I'll send him back to his office. Okay, hey guy, stop talking in front of the camera. Okay. But 99% of doctors, they're fantastic. Okay, yeah, they're cool, right? Hey, at the end of the day, they are the most popular male doctors. They are the single most popular uh, marriage material. They are the best, most popular among ladies, doctors. Okay. Lawyers, we have mixed reputation. Okay, because we take side, right? Yeah, you got criminal law, you have prosecutor, and you have public defender, right? Civil side, we have uh, defense attorney and plaintiff attorney. We have to take sides. So we have, yeah, our reputation is kind of, half and half because we have to take side. Litigator, yeah, trial lawyers, okay? So, yeah. But doctors, everybody love doctors, right? Yeah. But doctors, they are biased. Right? They are, I mean, they are paid by these insurance companies, medical insurance, right? Health insurance, and also they work with big pharmaceutical companies. Okay, so they are biased party. Okay, so I'm not talking about all doctors, but some doctors may not have the best interest of you. They want to sell. They want to make money. I come on. They went to medical school, right? So they have student debt on top of undergraduate student debt. Lawyers, likewise. I don't. I went to U.S. Army, then I went to law school, so it's all paid off. My undergrad, partially paid by my parents, my siblings, and also I got some scholarship, federal grant, Pell Grant, so it's all paid off. I'm debt free. Okay. The only debt I'm paying is like anybody else: mortgage, car loan, insurance. That's it. Okay. But other students in law school, yeah, they have college debt, law school debt. Okay, so they get a job in big law firm because they have to pay back the debt, student debt, right? Yeah. Yeah, many of my friends that I still keep in touch with, they're still paying their student debt. Of course, they are younger than me. Okay, so because I'm kind of late bloomer, kind of. My grandfather was kind of like that too. He later on became a judge in South Korea. Okay, some local small town. Okay, but he passed the Korean bar exam in his 30s or 40s. Okay, typically law students, they go to law school and they take the bar exam in their mid to late 20s. Okay, but my grandfather, he was kind of late bloomer like me. Okay, I passed the bar 2 years ago when I was like 40 years old. Okay, and yeah, maybe I tell you something about my grandfather and my grandmother too. Okay, it's not family secret. No, it's some good story, romance. My father's mother, my father's father. Okay, my grandmother. Okay, how they met and their story. Okay, yeah. How about that? We'll take 5 minutes and I'll tell you some. It's not family secret. No, it's nothing bad. It's something very cool, nice story. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Yeah. Give me 5 minutes. Okay. All right. All right. So, uh, there's this university in Seoul, South Korea. It's called Seoul National University. Okay, that's like Harvard, MIT of South Korea. Okay, and it's fully funded by taxpayers' money. Okay, it's free. Seoul National University is public universities paid by taxpayers' money, and to get in there, it's like Harvard, Yale, Stanford, MIT. Okay, it's extremely competitive, right? And the history of that university, it was established, founded by Japanese colonialists. It used to be called Gyeongsang 제국대학. Gyeongsang uh, is like this capital city. That's what Gyeongsang means. Okay, Gyeongsang 제국, like imperial. So capital city, imperial college. That's Gyeongsang 제국대학. Okay, so Japanese came to colonize South Korea, and not just South Korea, North and South. Back then, it was just one country. Okay, Joseon dynasty. Okay, so Japanese, yeah, they came and conquered Korean peninsula. Okay, and they founded this university, Gyeongsang 제국대학교. Okay, and later on, thanks to President Truman, okay, they dropped two nuclear bombs, and that's the end of the World War II. Okay, so Japan surrendered during the World War II, so that's the end of Japanese colonization of Korea, and also some other countries like Philippines or some parts of China too. Okay, so that's the history. Okay, so my grandfather, my father's father, went to that school, the Harvard of South Korea. Okay, he went to that school because my father's father, later on, he majored in law. In Korean education system, uh, law school or medical school is start from the undergrad level. Okay. Yeah. Medical school, law school in America is like postgraduate, right? But in Korean education system, it's undergrad level. Okay. Yeah. So that's what my grandfather majored in, law, right? And after he graduated, he so he went to that school. Okay. Today, Seoul National University. Okay, SNU, uh, the Harvard of South Korea. Okay, so my grandfather went there. So did my father, and so did some of my siblings. Okay, I didn't. Me, I studied very hard, but not too much. Why? I'm kind of laid back. Look at me. I'm drinking vodka. Okay. I work, but I don't work too hard. I rather work smarter, not harder. That's a maxim that I learned when I was in U.S. Army. Okay. Yeah, work and play. Work harder, not harder. Work smarter, not harder. Okay. Yeah. I learned many good things when I was in the U.S. Army. Okay, so junior enlisted. Okay. Because some of us junior enlisted, you know what? We could have become officers, warrant officers, okay, or but we didn't. Some of us chose to be junior enlisted soldier, private. Why? Because we want to experience low down, like clean the bathroom, the real army, foot soldier. We want to experience that. Discipline, hardship. So some of us, we could have become officers, okay, but we didn't. Okay, we chose to be foot soldier, junior enlisted. Okay, I'm not the only one. Okay, yeah, because we guys, army guys, we talk about anything. Okay, so yeah. Okay, I'm just one of them. Okay, So yeah, my grandfather, okay, smart man, okay, very hardworking, very diligent, okay. So, but after he graduated from this South Korean law school, yeah, back in the days, Gyeongsang 제국대학, okay, during this Japanese colonization period, we're talking about early 1900s, like 1920, 19 whatever, okay. He graduated and he got a clerkship job. He worked for the judge as a clerk, judicial clerk, all right, for a very long time, okay. He couldn't pass the bar exam, okay. I don't know why. I guess I don't know, okay. My grandfather passed away before I was born, okay. So I never met him, all right. But my grandmother, my grandfather's wife, she would tell me about my grandfather, okay. So she couldn't pass the bar exam, Korean bar exam, so it's kind of late bloomer, okay. He was just clerking for a judge, right, after his law school, okay. Because Korean bar exam is very difficult to pass. That's what I heard. And one thing cool about Korean bar exam is this: you don't have to go to law school to take it. Uh, so former president of South Korea, I don't remember his name. He's one of those guys who did not go to law school. He just studied and he passed the Korean bar exam. Korean bar exam is like that. Okay, you don't have to go to law school. You can study all you want, and if you pass Korean bar exam to be a lawyer, they give you a lawyer job. I mean, lawyer license. But getting a lawyer job, that's another story. Okay, but yeah, that's Korean bar exam. Okay, no law school, formal education, no nothing. You study on your own, and you can pass it. If you pass it, yeah, they give you lawyer's license. That's Korean bar exam, and it's notoriously difficult to pass. Okay, so my grandfather has had some hard time passing it. So at least he was in his mid 30s when he passed this Korean bar exam. He went to Korean law school, the best one. Today's Korean Seoul National University. Okay, so Seoul National University is public university, so very difficult to get in, like Harvard, Yale, Stanford, MIT. Okay, but once you get in, tuition is free. Okay, Korean education system is there's something cool about it. Okay, yeah, very Spartan. Okay, in a way, I'm very blessed to experience the Korean education system, like elementary school, K-12 in Korea. Okay, elementary school 6 years, middle school 3 years, high school 3 years. Okay, very Spartan, hardcore. Okay, very militaristic, right? Yeah. We'll take 5 minutes. Okay, then I'll tell you more about it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Story time. Okay. So, Mr. King Solomon, he said, Proverbs or Ecclesiastes somewhere. Okay. He said, you wanna make money? Do international trade. That's what Mr. King Solomon said. All right. I know Bible like back of my hand. Okay. I know inside and out about Bible. I read it 3 times, thrice, cover to cover. Okay. So I know Bible inside and out. Okay. I'm a huge fan. So yeah, international trade because something exotic, esoteric, some foreign cuisine. Let's talk about Korean food. Okay. Uh, in Korean word, chang, chang means sauce. Like you have salsa sauce, spaghetti sauce, kind of liquid, right? And spicy, right? So chang means in Korean, chang, Jang. Okay, chang means sauce, like salsa. You have spaghetti sauce. You have barbecue sauce, right? So one kind of sauce is called gochujang. It's a red hot chili pepper sauce, and with some powdered rice in there, and they put some sugar in there, and of course red hot chili pepper. It's sweet and also it's very very spicy, very hot. That's gochujang. Gochu means red hot chili pepper. There's green chili pepper too. Okay, but yeah, they're cool. Okay, and there's also what's called doenjang. That's like bean paste, like hummus, and it's fermented. It's very dark brown. Okay, yeah, it's salty. They put some salt in there, but they don't put sugar in there. Okay, so gochujang they put sugar in there, but doenjang is bean paste, very protein, rich in protein, carbohydrate. It made with soy sauce. I mean soybean. Okay, so that's doenjang. That's like hummus. Okay, it's made with the soybean and fermented. They put some salt in there. Okay, so that's doenjang. Okay, so yeah, yeah. Too bad I don't have any whiskey. Okay, let me grab some different kind of vodka. Okay, so this is a catkin. Okay, of cottonwood tree. Mm, I like it. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Yeah. So we're talking about Korea, right? Yeah. Something exotic, esoteric. Okay, so it's like international trade, kind of metaphysically speaking. Okay, I'm not selling this. Not, I'm not making my money. I just want to tell you some entertaining stories. Okay, is it pretty back there? Yeah. Dusk in Alaska. Okay. What time is it? 7, 8 o'clock, I guess. Sunday evening. Okay, so story time. So my grandfather, he would fail and fail in this Korea bar exam. Okay, although he went to the best law school in Korea, the Harvard of South Korea. Okay, 경성제국대학, today's Seoul National University. Okay, he graduated, right? He got a clerkship job, clerking for the judge, right, in South Korea. He couldn't pass the Korean bar exam. Okay, so then he married my grandmother. Okay, and then he passed. Okay, So it's romance. My grandmother would tell me this story. Okay, yeah. They were young. My grandmother was in her early 20s, I guess. My grandfather, he was in mid 30s. Okay, so yeah, so what's the story? Well, it was not like arranged marriage. Okay, my grandfather, he was kind of like ahead of his time. Okay, so he saw my grandmother. Okay, and it's like love in foresight kind of. So he went to my grandmother's parents and so, ma'am, may I date your daughter? And they said yes. So they started dating and they got married. After they got married, my grandfather passed the bar exam and became a lawyer. Okay. Later on, he became a judge. Okay. So my grandmother would tell me this story. Okay, several times. Okay. So there's this fortune teller tradition in Korea too. Okay. In Western culture, yeah, it's tarot card reading or zodiac sign, horoscope, right? In Korea, they have their own tradition of fortune telling. Okay, it's called 점장이, 점장이. Okay, palm reading, right? Yeah, Korea just like anywhere else, they have this kind of what's called superstition. Okay, fortune telling, crystal ball, tarot card reading, star sign, zodiac. Even Mr. Jesus, he read star sign. Okay, yeah, there's this shooting star. Okay, yeah, Lucifer, whatever. Jesus, Mr. Jesus, he did some star sign reading. When Jesus was born, the star, right, in the three wise men from the east follow the star, right? So yeah, star sign, yeah. Even in Bible, Christianity, there's some sign of that. Okay, so my grandmother would tell me this story. Okay, so there's fortune teller, South Korean fortune teller. Okay, he looked at my grandfather, and she said, actually, the fortune teller was female. Okay, so this fortune teller, probably in her 60s or 70s. Okay, so she looked at my grandfather and she said, he will never pass the bar exam. He will never make a lawyer. She looked at the face of my grandfather. Okay, so that's kind of Korean way of fortune telling. They look at the face, or they look at the palm reading. Okay, or facial reading. Okay, that's Korean fortune telling tradition. Okay, or they look at the name, or birth date, birth hour, minute, second. Okay, so 사주팔자, something like that. Okay, so year, month, date, hour, your birth year, month, date, hour, 사주, 팔자. Okay, yeah, something like that. Or 관상. Yeah, they look at the facial feature, to predict this person's future. Facial feature, person's future. It kind of rhymes that way, right? Yeah. So, 관상. Yeah. That's Korean traditional fortune telling. Okay. Aboriginal religion, superstition, pagan, whatever. Yeah. Every culture have that. Okay. So this Korean fortune teller lady, probably in her 60s or 70s. Okay, she looked at my grandfather's face And she said, he's not gonna pass the bar exam. You may never make a lawyer, okay? And then she looked at my grandmother and she said, he's gonna pass the bar exam, thanks to you. His wife, you lady, my grandfather's wife, my grandmother, you make him pass the bar exam, and he did. After he got married to my grandmother. Okay, so the rest is history. Okay, because my grandmother, strict disciplinary, extraordinary. All right, she's hardcore. Okay, sometimes very scary. Okay, my grandmother, stickler. Okay, stickler. She's a doctrinaire extraordinaire. Okay, she is she's hardcore. Okay, many times very scary. Okay, that's my grandmother. She's very strong lady. Okay, we take 5 minutes. I'll tell you more about my grandmother. Okay, my father's mother. My mother's mother, yeah, my maternal grandmother. Oh, she's good too. Okay, I one at a time. Okay, I tell you all this Korean story. Okay, family history. Okay, so just give me 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah. Uh, Okay, Korean story time. Something esoteric, exotic, international trade. Metaphysically speaking, okay, yeah. So my grandmother, she's really cool lady, okay. So I mean, she babysat me, okay. Because in Korea, okay, the most successful son, they live with their parents to support them, okay. Because in Korea there's no social security, okay. So it's very family oriented, okay. If you are a son, you make a lot of money, you have some disposable income, then you live with your parents to support them. Okay, so that's how Korea was back then. Okay, nowadays I don't know. Okay, maybe they have social security nowadays. I don't know. Okay, but back in the days they didn't have social security. So yeah, the most successful son live with their parents to support them financially. Okay, and that's how my father did. Okay, yeah. So my grandmother, father's mother. Okay, yeah, she and I, my parents, my siblings, we live in the same house, condominium. Okay, in Seoul, South Korea, back in 1980s. Okay, so yeah, my grandmother babysat me. Okay, she taught me mathematics. She would ask me, "Hey grandson, what is one plus one?" I'm like, two. What is one plus two? Three. What is two plus two? Four. Yeah. And she would fall asleep, okay, because it's kind of boring to her, okay. So, but yeah, this arithmetic, how to add two numbers, I learned it from my grandmother, okay, when I was like 5 years old. So she was the very first teacher of mathematics to me. Okay. Yeah, she's fantastic lady. Okay, she's fantastic cook. Korean traditional dish. Okay, that's what's called sujebi, and it's like this wheat flour dough, right? And she would make it very thin layer, and you put in the water and with this, zucchini, Korean zucchini, they call hobak, right? And they put some this fish like minnow, sardine kind of. And it was like heavenly, heavenly taste. Oh my goodness, she's such a great cook. Okay, so my mom and my grandmother living in the same house. Okay, my father's wife, my mom, and my father's mother. In Korean culture, there's this dynamic. Okay, a little bit hostile between father's mother and okay, father's wife, my mom. Okay, so yeah, daughter-in-law, mother-in-law, they don't get along very well. Okay, because they're living in the same house. Okay, so good time and bad time. Okay, but my mom, who is also fantastic cook, okay, she appreciated, acknowledged that her mother-in-law is a wonderful cook. Okay, she acknowledged that. My mom, she's extremely beautiful lady. Okay, she's very big eyes. She's Asian. She's Korean, 100%. Okay, but she's very fair skin, and she's tall and slender. She's very graceful and she's very fashionable because she studied fine art, right? So her fashion style is very bold and very colorful. Okay, she is very fashionable, beautiful lady. My mom. Okay, my grandmother acknowledged this fantastic aesthetic fashion sense of my mom. Okay, so they appreciated each other. Okay, my grandmother and my mom, father's mother, my father's wife, they did appreciate each other. Okay, they did. Yeah. Yeah. So my grandmother, she would tell me these stories when she was a child, like 5 years old. There was this pandemic in South Korea, okay? And my grandmother was infected with that some kind of disease, okay? Maybe seasonal flu, whatever. She was like 5 years old. She got that disease, and everybody thought she was dead. So she was just lying down on the floor, and everybody thought she was dead. My grandmother, when she was 5 years old, early 1900s. Okay, so because people thought she was dead, they covered her body with cloth made with these plants. Yeah, I mean, back in the days, you have this stalk of rice, right? And they use it as a cord. Okay, yeah, that kind of sackcloth, whatever, right? Yeah, it's plant-based. This cord of this grassy stalk, rice stalk. Okay, yeah, they make blanket out of that back in the days. They even make sack out of that. Okay, so back in the days. So they thought my grandmother, 5 year old young girl, they thought she was dead. So they covered her body with this rice stalk blanket. Okay? And she was not dead. Okay, so people were surprised. Oh, we are sorry, we thought you're dead, but you're not dead. Okay, good. Yeah, come eat, drink. Alright, so my grandmother, she's a fighter. She's a warrior, okay? She went through this Japanese colonization period, like 1920s, okay? And she went through this Korean War. She had 8 children. My uncles, my dad, my aunts. She had 8 children, okay? With my grandfather, okay? So, 3 boys, 5 girls, okay? When this Korean War started, so there's North Korea and South Korea, right? All my family they're from South Korea, okay? So yeah, these North Koreans, okay, this borderline North and South, okay, back in 1950, year 1950, June 25, okay? North Koreans they teamed up with Chinese communists, okay? And they broke the wall, okay, and they started invading South Korea, okay, all these Chinese soldiers, North Koreans, communists, okay, commies, alright. They'll push us down, okay. I was not born back then. It was just my grandmother, grandfather with their 8 children, 3 boys, 5 girls. One of those boys, my dad, my uncles and aunts, okay. They were just young kids, like 5, 10 years old, okay. So my grandmother, grandfather, okay, they run away down south, Korean Peninsula, okay. Because these Chinese and North Koreans, they would just push down them. Not year 1950, June 25, Korean War, okay. They just push us down and down, and not me. Hey, my parents, they were like 5 years, 10 years old, okay. I was not born. So they push down South Korea, okay. But they did not leave Korea. They love Korea, okay. They didn't go to foreign countries. They didn't run away. I'm sure they pray to God or whatever religion they have. Maybe they pray to Buddha, Confucius. I don't know. Okay, but my grandmother, she's Catholic. She passed away when I was in law school. Okay, I'm sure she's in heaven. Okay, she's a fantastic lady. Okay, so So yeah, they ran away from North Koreans, Chinese Communist Party people, okay, pushing down, right? So they were running away, and then this American General MacArthur, white guy, Caucasian guy, okay, this Incheon, right? 상륙 작전, okay, they cut off in the middle. General MacArthur, he's very smart man, okay, he's a white guy, okay, yeah, he went to West Point, 5-star general, right? General MacArthur. There's statue of General MacArthur in Seoul, South Korea, in some park, because he's the guy who saved South Korea from North Korea. Okay, American Caucasian general in the U.S. Army. Okay, General MacArthur. Okay, but kind of Irish American. Okay, yeah, very effective leader, General MacArthur. Okay, he saved South Korea from North Korea. All right. So there's a statue of him in Seoul, South Korea. Okay. Because he saved South Korea from North Korea. Okay, so General MacArthur, very smart man. Okay, so yeah. So a lot of American soldiers, white people, black people, they came to Korea to save South Korea. They sacrificed their lives. Korean War veterans in America. I've met some. Okay, and I say, oh, thank you for saving South Korea. Thanks to your sacrifice, I was able to be born. Thank you. I owe you my life. Okay. Yeah, Korean War veterans in their 70s, 80s, I've met them. Okay, so oh, special thanks to you. Thank you. Yeah. So my grandmother lived through all this Japanese colonization period, Korean War. She had 8 children, okay, and her husband, George, my grandfather, he did a lot of pro bono to help out poor people, okay. So he's governmental employee, so he does not make that much money. He's interested in pro bono, helping out poor people. That's my grandfather, okay. So my grandmother, she had to work, and she did. She raised chickens, pigs, and sold them. Farming, okay. To raise these 8 children back in 1960s, 70s, she is a very, very strong lady, okay. She's like a Wonder Woman kinda, okay. 8 children, okay, because her husband was not interested in money. He would go pro bono project doing this legal job for free, okay, to help out poor people. That's my grandfather, okay. Judge, after that, yeah, private practice lawyer, okay. He's all over pro bono, helping out poor people, okay. So not enough money, so my grandmother has to work, raising chickens, pigs, farming, okay. She did that, and she was mother of 8 children, okay. So that's how strong my grandmother was, I guess. Living through Japanese colonization period, Korean War, okay. She survived and thrived, right? So that's my grandma, okay. She's wonderful lady, okay. Oh my goodness, she's so cool, okay. And she has wonderful sense of humor too, okay. She has such a great sense of humor, okay. And she can be scary too, right? When I do something wrong, oh my goodness, yeah, I got disciplined by my grandmother. She is a very strict disciplinary or extraordinary doctrinaire. Okay, she's awesome. Okay, amazing lady. Grandmother, thank you. I am your number one fan, my grandma. Thank you. She's fantastic. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes. Okay, let's stop and restart. Okay.